As a do-it-yourselfer, one of the jobs that I detest is plumbing. I basically try to stay away from it, but sometimes I do have to tackle things like the fittings underneath the vanity or on the toilets. These fittings tend to jam in place, and then you apply too much force and the handle either shears off or breaks off, and nowadays these handles are even made out of plastic. Fortunately, most of the plumbing in my house is PEX, so it's a little bit easier to work on. Unfortunately, I don't have the tool for putting on the clamps, which means if I have to replace a fixture, then I go with something like Sharkbite because it just allows me to do a push-on connection. But now Sharkbite isn't the only game in town. There's Quickfitting. And thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're going to be looking at the Quickfitting push-to-connect half-inch fitting. While Sharkbite can be purchased in single, kits, or in bags of multiples, all I found with Quickfitting is 4 to a bag. Inside our bag, you get 4 fittings, 4 stiffeners, and a tool remover, which you don't get with Sharkbite. This is always a separate purchase. Quickfittings can be used with both PEX and copper. With Sharkbite, if the packaging is big enough, you'll get drawings on how to assemble it, whereas with Quickfitting, you get drawings plus you get measurements as to how deep the PEX has to go in to make the proper connection. Something that's a little bit harder to find on Sharkbite products. For example, with this product, for half-inch, we have to go in 1 inch. This means you would take your PEX, measure 1 inch down, mark that, and then you take your connection and you'd push in until that mark is fully up against the seal, and that way you know that your PEX is fully seated into your fitting. With Sharkbite, the stiffener is already inside the valve, whereas with Quick Connect you have to add it yourself if you need it. Both of these are 90-degree ball valves, meaning you just turn the handle 90 degrees to close off flow, which is nice because the gated ones are always problematic. So it's a sure on and a sure off. They're both made of brass, and they both use O-rings and clamps to hold on to the PEX. To use, we take our PEX, do a clean, straight cut, smooth edges, no sanding of this, otherwise it could leak. And then we just mark for 1 inch on the PEX, and then we push till we get to that desired depth. And now we know, since the line is up against, that this is a tight fit and it should not leak. And just like a Sharkbite, you do have the flexibility of turning. So should you need to realign something, you can easily turn the fitting or the PEX, something you can't do with copper. But what if you want to remove the fitting or the PEX from the connection? Well, this is where our handy little tool that's included comes in. You simply slide it on, push all the way to the back, and now the PEX comes right out. And I know what you're thinking. Does this removal tool also work with Sharkbite? Let's find out. Nope, it appears that the Sharkbite's just a little bit too narrow for this tool to work with it. So it's strictly just for quick fittings. Quick tip, you can use PEX half-inch clamps to sometimes remove the Sharkbite. You simply push up against the Sharkbite, and that'll generally let the PEX come out. Well, I didn't make my connection with the stiffener You would use that when working with PEX, and the only time you wouldn't use it is when you were working with copper. You might be thinking this is a great product, but you don't have PEX in your home. You have galvanized pipes. Well, you could always find something like this. It takes you from a threaded pipe to a PEX connector. You apply your PEX, and then you can go to a nice fitting like this. And it's all quick connect, except for the threading. And it's fast, it's easy. No tools are really needed since they already include the remover for you. The only thing you're gonna need is a way to cut the PEX. And the best way to do it is with a PEX cutter, not a utility knife, as it will give you the cleanest and most perpendicular cut to the pipe. In closing, why would you buy Quickfitting a push to connect versus, say, Sharkbite? Well, one immediate advantage is 75-year warranty on this product. Another is it includes the removal tool, so it's not an extra buy option as it would be with Sharkbite. 3, the burst pressure on these is considerably a lot higher than it is for Sharkbite. And although in most homes you won't be anywhere near that pressure, it's still nice to know that this is a better built product. Cost probably won't be a deciding factor, at least in my area. The per unit price is about the same. If you found this video to be interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.